What time is it? Game time! Boo!
What up, YouTube? Live from the Arby's parking lot, it's your boys, Detroit Love, PDubs, MichaelB The Game Genie, and Restalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes. Let's get it started.
Oh man, Carl, good of you to call in and be part of the show live from the Arby's parking lot this week. We greatly appreciate it.
You know, I'm a trooper, baby. Anything for you guys.
Love it.
Yeah. And I gotta admit that I love Arby's sauce. I don't know about you guys, but that Arby's sauce is delicious. So have you guys ever had it before? No?
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Arby's.
I invented the Arby's burger with the sauce and bacon.
Is there not an Arby's up in Canada? Is it not a Canadian thing?
No, we have Arby's. I have an Arby's in my city. It's just not like I don't know. I don't think it's like a super popular chain. Or not as popular as like Harvey's or something like that.
Arby's might be in Ontario, but I don't think it's in the rest of Canada.
Yeah, it's definitely in Ontario. We have one in our city. I've eaten there. It's just not like, I don't know. It's not anything
I love Arby's. I do. I go and I get the roast beef melts. Like every time we drive anywhere, like it's the first thing I do, and my wife just sits there and watches me disgustedly. She's like, I'll get a curly fries, I guess.
Kamala says Canadians don't even like Starbucks. What's up with that?
That's incorrect.
I'd say that's shenanigans. It's ridiculous. We've got a Starbucks on every corner, and they're always busy. And it's I would actually argue that people like Starbucks more than they like Tim Hortons in Canada.
People think fries. Tim Hortons is trash compared to Starbucks, really.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Carl won't get in any trouble. He's just loafing in the Arby's parking lot there in Detroit, Michigan. So hopefully he won't get yelled at, told to move along, sir, move along.
Well, do you have your mask with you just in case?
And we can get through this.
Yes, I do. I always.
Safety first.
How do you wear this?
You always cover up first.
So, guys, welcome to another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes, your favorite Friday arcade and gaming podcast show. Welcome to the main event. It's prime time, baby. The dudes are here. You guys are here. And not just you guys, the usual suspects. The same guys every week creeping in our live chat. Who do we got in the live chat? Michael B. Who's here?
I don't see anybody.
There's nobody watching right now.
There's nobody watching.
What up, Brad, O'Connell, Terry B, Meatball Saucy's in the house. Who else? We got Canty, Shotgun Sean,
Hollywood
Dylan
Polo.
J, Hollywood Polo. How you doing today?
Thanks, guys, for always coming in. Thanks, guys, for always supporting the channel. You know, last week,
Jamie, who's a guy, is there as well.
Jamie's here as well.
He's still a guy.
Let me know when Mike was it? Mike Hot Cartons. Let me know when that happens.
So last week, last week during our shameless begging of folks to hit the subscribe button to the new YouTube channel here, which now hosts the Super Game Room Dudes episodes, I ran a little video clip, and MichaelB The Game Genie said that it had nothing but porn music attached to it.
That's true.
All right,
Yeah,
so I changed it up a little bit, Mike.
Oh,
So hopefully, Mike, let me know if this is better, guys. If you're new to the channel, guys, if you're looking for arcade and gaming news, you came to the right place. And to join the fun, all you got to do is click one button. Better?
No, it's even worse.
It's worse. It's worse.
It's too nerdy now.
Oh man, but now it feels like it's like trying not to be an X-rated commercial.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. It's like that time I tried to watch that Avengers movie online, and it was the wrong Avengers movie.
Yeah, I've been there, man. I've been there. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So maybe we should drop the epic fantasy theme. Maybe we should just, instead of asking people to join our guild, they should join the Posse. Is that what you're saying?
No,
Yes.
I just don't get the Posse or the guild thing. But I mean, you do you, man. You do you.
All right, guys, we're gonna try this again. Take two. Hey, if you're new, this is your favorite arcade and gaming podcast show. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and join the Super Game Room Dudes Posse. Is that better?
I love it. I love it.
We got a winner. We got a winner. Guys, let us know in the live chat. Was that better?
It was so much better.
All right, we're gonna. It's only a 6-second one, guys, but we'll show you one more time in case you blink. There you guys go.
Good.
All right.
Who doesn't love a good pussy?
There's so many people in the chat right now.
Wait. Hold on 1 second. My wife is literally calling me right now.
We know what happens.
It's dangerous. Mike, take over the stream.
Hey, honey.
Hey everybody, PDubs here. So who wants to join our guild?
So bring home pizza or perish.
Bring home pizza or perish. He's taking this guild thing like really seriously.
All right, I talked her into bringing home pizza for dinner.
You told her you were going to kill her if you didn't.
I did not.
You literally committed a crime.
Yeah,
live YouTube.
Live on YouTube, you just showed intent.
No. I said, baby girl, would you be so kind as to please bring a baked pizza good home for dinner? And that's what's happening.
He's not going to let her join his guild.
No, you said you will perish.
I did not. I would never say something like that. All right, guys.
That's exactly what you would say, I think. When I think of like your vocabulary, that fits right into it.
Sulpress, PDubs is posse whipped.
That's great.
That's a new shirt right there.
It's a good thing Kamla's here.
You know, every time I come up with a good idea, you guys wreck it. You wreck it like right away. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna make a retro randoms channel. Oh, you're making a dating website?
Do you know how many people found love? It might have only been for one night, but they found love.
Hey man,
oh, man.
Love comes in all sizes.
You guys are ridiculous. All right,
and
let's
all
get
length of time.
All right, guys, let's get to the arcade and gaming news. Now, in case if you guys missed the show last week or our midweek show, or geez, MichaelB and I have been on air all week trying to cover the Arcade1Up and AtGames and iiRcade news and all that. One company did drop an anchor, and I'm talking a huge anchor last week, and that was Unico. Unico's E3 reveal, in my opinion, was the most disappointing news of the week. Let's go on a live show and announce a riser.
Yeah.
And it was a hot mess. It never should have happened. I hate to be so harsh. I love MVSX. I like Unico. I like the folks, Jay and Bill and the folks over there. But guys, if all you're going to do is announce a riser, simply make a post on social media. Don't do a live show. That show was hot. The live chat was on fire. People were pissed. Guys in the live chat, in my opinion, Unico dropped an anchor this week. What do you guys think? Carl, go ahead and we'll make our way around the horn.
Don't be so hard on those guys. You know.
Hey, you moved inside.
Yeah, I had to go get some curly fries. Somebody wants some curly fries.
Go ahead.
Hey, look, man. Even bad publicity is publicity. So, you know, Two more people found out about their company, so I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Michael B. What you think?
Yeah, because
Well,
we want to get through this one quickly. Go.
Yeah, so Dylan J brings up the best comment here. No matter what they did, unless they were releasing that Capcom Blue Cab that everybody expected them to drop, people were going to be disappointed. It's just how much more disappointing it was that it wasn't even something somewhat substantial. It was the riser. I think they could have done a better job working with unqualified critics. He was a smart dude. And maybe underselling what the stream was going to be, because an interview with the developers and seeing some of these guys for the first time would have been hot stuff. But the fact that it was said new product announcement, and is a riser a new product? Is it more of an accessory? Hard to say. It's just, it was advertised wrong, and people's expectations were already super high.
Final thoughts, Restalgia, and then we can get on to the good stuff.
You guys are all wrong. Probably the best announcement of all of E3. And I challenge you to defend that argument, because when I heard it, man, I was freaking out. My wife was yelling at me. Why am I screaming? I was like, there's a riser coming. We're getting a riser. It was awesome. And you guys are all dumb, because I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like this. Did you guys call UC and ask him what happened? We do speak with David behind the scenes. I wanted to send him a message after that show, but I never did. I figured he probably wouldn't appreciate that. He had a lot going on dealing with that stuff. Okay, so let's get off of that. So Unico pooped the bed, and
That's
just a darn shame. And then who else? All right. We'll let the other panelists pick here. Who do you guys want to talk about? Do you want to talk about Arcade1Up, AtGames, or iiRcade? We definitely want to cover all three, as well as Nintendo, Xbox, and Xbox as quickly as we can as well. We got a lot to talk about.
Why don't we save Arcade1Up for last?
Yeah, I think we should still talk about Unico, because they had a really awesome announcement with that riser.
Oh, no. All right. So who's next? Come on, pick one. AtGames or iiRcade?
Let's do AtGames, but let's clarify. It's not like AtGames was doing E3. AtGames was just doing AtGames. I mean, AtGames, their focus was more on National Owners Day. So it's not like they were like, get ready, E3, here we come. They were like, all right, well, we have some news that we're going to deliver at this point.
Yes.
Okay. And what is it, guys, that AtGames revealed for everybody? What do we know?
I don't know. What do we know?
Oh, come on.
Okay. I'll jump back in. So the big thing that they wanted to get out there was more information on the Tetris Mini Cab. They're trying to get it out there as quick as possible, but unfortunately, there's another delay. They showed us some new information about it. It also includes the HDMI slot, second USB. People are pretty excited about it. We got better looks at it. I don't know what's happening on PDubs visuals here that he's trying to present.
Did you see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll try the.
You guys
give
don't.
Half our audience a seizure, man.
Don't worry.
Right.
That was Dub Zero again, guys.
Yeah, that was Dub Zero.
Wasn't a mistake. It was Dub Zero. But we got an updated look at the cabinet, and they did a really good thing too. The fact that it's going to be further delayed. Everybody's having problems with production now. They're not going to have it out by September. It's going to be delayed a month more. And they also gave an update, and they gave the first of the pinball packs from Zachariah with this, as well as a apology, really, didn't they?
Yeah, so it was interesting seeing. Now, here's what's funny about this video is this girl doesn't know what she's doing when it comes to playing pinball. Like, here comes the ball, and boom, she hits the buttons like 90,000 times.
Yeah, she's doing the Michael B move there.
Let's go full screen here, guys. This is how Michael B plays pinball. Watch when the ball comes down. The ball's at the top. Here it comes. Now watch. Boom! She's hitting the button so hard and so fast that it's not even registering. Not that great of a video.
Whoa! Did you guys talk to my wife? She told you my move.
I mean, she was just cranking on the button. She's like, boom, 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 boom. Oh, hilarious! Trying to do a demonstration. We do appreciate the content, though. But yeah, guys, what do you guys think? I mean, we got some good news. We got some photos of the Tetris Mini. We got some bad news, though. The product's delayed. AtGames didn't have to reveal anything. They could have held everything till National Owners Day, but they wanted, you got to be honest though, guys, it's E3. People are looking for video game and arcade gaming news. They wanted to get something out there. They wanted to get a piece of the action. So the updates to the Tetris Mini, as well as the Taito Pinball games, definitely was intentional. In my
I think you
opinion,
said that wrong.
What? Oh, stop it.
It's Tatio.
Tatio.
Yeah. So, guys in the live chat, let us know. You guys may have seen. Now, here's what's interesting though is AtGames still hasn't formally sent these pictures out yet themselves, right? Or added them to the website. What they did is, they provided information behind the scenes to YouTubers and media. And obviously, we've explained this 100 times. It's up to those folks to determine whether or not they want to make content for it. So, there was only a few videos out there showing off these pictures. So I don't think they got the widespread attention that they could have if AtGames had put it a little bit more muscle behind the marketing, if you know what I'm saying. But still, it was good for our close-knit community who follows us, our channels. They were able to see this stuff. And guys, let us know what you think about this Tetris cabinet. Do you like the way it looks in real life now that you're not looking at an actual render? You're looking at the actual cabinet. Carl, what are your thoughts on this so I can take care of the folks in the live chat? Fire away.
I mean, right off, I don't like the marquee. I'm not a fan of that. I would have rather had it Tetris up there with a small branded logo under it. But otherwise, I like it. I placed a reservation for it, so we'll see what happens.
And Michael B., what are your final thoughts on this cabinet?
I really dig it. I like pretty much everything about it, surprisingly. I've talked to Restalgia about this a bunch. I like recreating original cabs, but I've got a whole new arcade up here, which is my multi-genie-cade, and I think this is going to look really nice in it, and it's going to scratch that itch to play vertical games, so I'm pretty excited.
What about you, furry man down below?
Yeah, I like it. I like the way it looks. I do like the art that they went with. It's obviously not true to any specific cabinet, but it looks good. I actually second what Carl said. I think that on the marquee, it would have really completed the look to have the Tetris branding up there as well. But I mean, you win some, you lose some. So,
Yep. WKRP says it's ugly. I'm seeing mixed reviews in the live chat, which is totally fine, guys, because the purpose of our show is to get your honest feedback and opinions. Don't be afraid.
I don't know how anybody can say this is ugly, though. Look at that orange to yellow gradient. It's so pretty. I mean, what are you guys seeing?
Yeah. Well, one thing, obviously, I zoomed in on the control deck here, and I covered this in my video. I know not everybody watches the videos, but they did add the HDMI in port as well as 2 USB ports, HDMI switcher buttons. So you will be able to plug your PCs and other devices into this cabinet, just like you do your AtGames Legends Ultimate Arcade machine, as well as the pinball machines and stuff. So OTG, bringing your own games, is a lot simpler. The way it was originally revealed when this product went up for sale was, yeah, you could do OTG, but only via streaming, either via their cloud servers or using the Legends Link application on your PC to stream your PC to this cabinet. Well, now you don't have to do that. Now you can just plug it in. In my opinion, that was a huge improvement to this cabinet. Gets me excited about my pre-order reservation.
Oh, well, the one thing that no one's mentioned, the case we're assuming everyone in the show has seen this cabinet before. This screen can be rotated correctly. You can rotate that to the horizontal or landscape orientation if you wish.
Yep. Restalgia, how important is the rotating screen as well as the OTG features and all that?
I don't know about the OTG feature is a nice feature to have, but I don't know how widely it's being used on the ALU right now. So, I mean, it's nice to have, but I don't know if it's the most important thing. In terms of screen rotation, it makes sense because they go with a 16:9 aspect ratio monitor. So in order to really make the games feel proper, having the screen rotation is going to make a big difference. So I think that is going to be the number one selling feature as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I'm trying to grab a picture here. I thought we could see. So what's interesting is when you zoom in here, let's check this out. I was wondering if AtGames had found a way to do something where with this rotating monitor that you could maybe push it in or pop it out, rotate it, push it back, right? But you'll notice right here, let's go full screen so folks can see. When you zoom in, it does appear we still have the screw holes. There's just no screws in here. When you go around and look, there's another screw hole there. So it sounds to me like you still need to unscrew and screw this in order to rotate it. which might impact how awesome of a feature that is. Because let's be honest, guys, that's a totally awesome feature that you can rotate this. And also it has the auto detect where if you rotate it, it'll automatically flip the screen. You don't have to go to the settings menu. But it does appear you still need to unscrew, screw in based upon this photo. So yeah, I mean, but then again, like I've told a lot of people, because I have the 24-inch AtGames Legends Ultimate right here for horizontal games, honestly, this is probably just going to sit in vertical position for me. But I know some people out there, they're going to want to rotate it and rotate it frequently. This might be the only Legends cabinet they have, right? For like new customers. And busting out the screwdriver to them might feel like an annoyance versus a convenience. What do you guys think about that?
My thoughts on this, I don't think it matters. I think the majority of people are not going to be switching from one to the other. They're going to kind of out of the box, they're going to pick if they want vertical or horizontal. They'll set it up that way, and that's how they're going to play. But what I think would be really interesting, because what I see is maybe people buying two of these, one to leave in horizontal, one to leave in vertical. I would love if they came out with like a second artwork style or like a different theme that they could do. So that way, maybe the people who actually are going to buy two have the option to buy, you know, the Tetris one and maybe some other IP. I think that would be an interesting or smart move to do.
Can I ask a question on that artwork? Just a follow-up question, if the chair will allow. So I thought the Tetris artwork was just a National Owners Day exclusive, and the regular artwork is going to be what's available going forward. So in the fact that someone changes their mind and wants to buy another one, don't they not have the option to buy Tetris anymore, or can they still buy Tetris?
I thought it was still available on the site. I thought you still could pre-order. I can take a look right now.
It says you can still make reservations.
I'm pretty sure you can still pre-order that right now.
Now, the other thing too to point out here, so we have a what you call a 16:9 monitor that's rotated vertically, right? So what do you guys notice about Burger Time, right? Is it looks a little funky, right? And that's because this isn't the proper aspect ratio for this game. Obviously, whoever turned on Burger Time here, as you guys know, AtGames gives you the ability to set the aspect ratios in game, right? So someone set the screen to fill because they wanted to fill the screen, but as you can see, makes the game look a little wonky. And what I would probably do is I'll probably have it set to, I'll flip it vertical, but I'll have it set to center. And if you set it to center, the game will have the proper aspect ratio on the screen. You might have also, guys, remember too, the built-in games, whenever you put them in portrait mode on AtGames ecosystem, you guys remember Burger Time, right? It adds a little Burger Time marquee at the top of the screen and things like that. So I think that would look pretty good as well. But then again, some people will stretch it to fill. I mean, guys, it's up to you. However you want to play, there's no wrong answer. But just wanted to point that out, guys, is although this looks a little wonky, it's probably because it's set to fill, but you do have the options to change it to make it look more proper, if you will, if that's important to you. And we're still waiting on the games list as well. I noticed Dan just asked about the games list. So, yeah, there we go. So, so we got the Tetris Mini coming soon from AtGames, so we'll be seeing this in just a couple of months. Also, they've added some pretty neat little firmwares to their pinball machine, where now you can use the back glass display kind of like an LCD marquee when you're playing games. That firmware came out over the week. And then also we got our Taito Pinball, which in my opinion was the most exciting, which was the most exciting news from AtGames. And let's go around the horn, but let's go counterclockwise. Restalgia, what are your thoughts on what AtGames showed of those games, as well as everyone in the live chat? Start letting us know. Are you excited? Are you disappointed? Are you curious? I want your guys' honest opinion. Go ahead.
I'm curious. I'm neither excited nor disappointed. It's really hard to gauge a game like pinball with only like a minute or two of footage, because those games can be so deep, right? There's so many different levels of complexity that can be added. So like with the Zac packs that we currently have, when you're playing deluxe, any of the deluxe tables, there's so many different things that can happen that you can't see it all within 2 minutes. So what it's done is it's piqued my curiosity. I want to see exactly how in depth and how much effort they're putting into these games, because I think that this is going to be like a big thing for AtGames because they're hoping that people want to buy these, and if people are disappointed, then it's gonna potentially cause problems for them with future tables that they develop. So it's piqued my interest. I think it looks cool. I need to see more though, or I need to play it. If I can get access to it, that would be king.
Michael B, what are you thinking?
Same thing Restalgia's thinking. I'm very excited from everything I've seen. It looks good, but really the devil's in the details, and I can't wait to get to play it myself, because that's when you're really going to tell how good it is. Some things that make me feel very good about it is the fact that I know MagicPixel was involved. I know what a great job they did with the Zachariah tables, Zachariah. So taking some of those elements and putting them on these licenses, I got a feeling these are going to be really good, but again, I have to play them to really put my stamp on it.
And Carl, what were your initial reactions?
Well, I love me some pinball. That's without a doubt. And remember, I didn't grow up playing pinball, so none of these pinballs mean anything to me until I play them. I have no idea what the tables are from this company. So seeing is believing. For me, playing is even better. So I'll definitely have to see them before I can pass any judgment on them, because I have no idea. I don't even know what tables they make. So I'm curious.
Yeah, so taking a look here, guys, we can kind of zoom in. So the first table here is Darius. And what is interesting is we got some good things to think about here. For starters, MagicPixel made these games, right? One of the best studios out there. So we know when it comes to lighting effects, ball mechanics, and all that good stuff, that these tables are going to probably perform pretty well. I mean, just based upon their past history and track record, right? What's interesting is they went with a couple of different genres on these games, genres of tables, right? So for instance, the Darius here looks more like one of the older, what you call the older solid state tables, right? We have the old school rotary dial marquee on the back glass, and the table itself is set up that way, right? So we don't have like that big, what you call their deluxe effort, right? Like they've done their deluxe tables, right? So do you guys think that that is a win or a miss because they didn't go deluxe on these tables? Go ahead.
Just wait. We always talk about Arcade1Up, and we're like, that's not Arcade1Up's model. Maybe that's not MagicPixel's model. Maybe MagicPixel develops this, sees how it goes. If this goes really well, they come back and make a deluxe Darius. They come back and make a Darius 2021.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking if they're going to make 12 games, but they have the licenses, they have the partnership. And if these games are successful, who's to say they don't make a Darius retro table like from the 50s or a Darius deluxe table, right? It just means that the first Darius table we get is going to be this solid state version. And if you ask me, I think it looks pretty cool. Yes, the table's pretty wide open, but that's kind of how these tables were back then, right? And I'm digging it. I'm digging this one. So it's not my favorite one out of the four, but I think this one looks pretty cool. And guys, we're just speculating. If these tables are successful and AtGames and Taito and MagicPixel all say, now make a different genre of this game, would that excite you? Because that's MagicPixel's business model, right, Mike?
That's
so,
right.
So yeah, we're on the same wavelength, my brother. I can see that happening.
Something else I want to say, too, that I didn't really get to say, well, I forgot earlier, was that a lot of the success here is going to be how they implement elements of the gameplay, like, those famous sounds and scoring points, different things like that from the game, how that transfers over to pinball. And even though we got a very short clip from Space Invaders, I think you guys can hear some of that familiar sounds and the feeling of playing the arcade game. So that's a good sign too.
Yes. Oh, EM. Sorry, my bad.
Electromagnetic.
Yes. They make so many. And let's go to the next one here. They have, like 5? Is it 5 or 6 categories that they're making? Let's see here. Now this one's kind of cool looking, right? Like, now I saw a couple of people say they didn't like the way the Barbarian looked here. What do you guys think? You really got to zoom in on his face. He looks a little grumpy.
You can put a little speech bubble by him there that says, "Hey, you guys."
Hey, you guys. So, like, in my opinion, yeah, his face, hopefully they can maybe alter that. But the rest of the table design looks pretty good, in my opinion.
Now, are these based on real tables that existed in the world, or they're just purely a digital?
I'm glad you asked that. And that's important to remember, guys, is although Taito had made some real pinball machines based upon their IP back in the 70s and 80s, these digital tables, these are not recreations of those or anything of that nature. These are brand new imaginings by BitPixel and AtGames and all those folks. And so that's what really excites me the most, is that we're getting brand new pinball that we've never ever played before. So that's what excites me the most. So what about you, Restalgia? Do you like Rastan Saga?
Yeah, I mean they all look good. I mean, my personal taste is I like the deluxe tables the best, and I think that's just because I'm more into like the more modern style of the games. If they're going to be original, I just want them to be as teched out as they can be. Mm-hmm. That being said, there's a big market. And that's one thing I noticed with all these Zaccaria tables that were released. A lot of people are saying, like, I really dig the retro, or I really dig the remakes, or I really dig the whatever. And I'm always like, nah, the deluxe is the best. What are you guys talking about? But it's just, I mean, everyone has their own flavors. So I think what they're doing here is smart, and they're diversifying those IPs across all the different styles of tables. So that way they can really make sure that they're providing something to every single user that's interested in these. So I think it's a smart move. I would love if they were all deluxe, but I think that this is the smarter way to go. It kind of gives everybody something.
I've seen a lot of good reactions in the live chat. It looks like the majority of the folks are pretty excited about these tables. And of course, there's always going to be detractors, and that's totally fine as well. Let's take a look here real quick at Frontline. Let's kind of zoom in here. There's Frontline. Mike, you ever play Frontline, the arcade game?
No, I still haven't played it. I mentioned it in my pinball video that this is one I got to try before the pinball games come out, so I can review it properly or get a feel for it properly.
Guys, let us know in the live chat what you think about Frontline. We definitely want to see your honest opinions there in the live chat. I do like this guy right here. Look at this guy. You see this guy? Look at this guy. That's Michael B when he plays PDubs in Marvel vs. Capcom right there.
That's Michael B when the cat comes into the office and drops an anchor.
That's waving the white flag and surrendering. And of course, pow, boom. I like it. But then again, guys, I'm a huge Gottlieb table fan. I love old school pinball. You guys know that. So when I see tables like that, it hits me. Like, how Restalgia said he prefers the more higher end deluxe tables, right? This stuff appeals to me personally. So of course I got nothing but good things to say about it. Let's see here. Chris says it's too old school. Let's see here. Always excited for new tables. Definitely would like a more modern style, though. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they make more versions of these games, right? As the future unfolds. So that would be pretty cool as well. All right, so let's get out of this one. And of course, we had Rastan, which we already talked about, and we want to get to the next one because we're running on time here. And of course, we have Space Invaders, and I'll roll the clip here for everybody. Hang on one second. Let's get that going.
Full screen that.
Yeah, can you guys hear the sound there?
Yeah, we can. Yes, we can.
What do you guys think of those sound effects?
It sounds good. I'm trying not to talk over it though.
So this is cool. So this is more of the remake style of their tables with the DMD.
I think this is more deluxe, man.
No, deluxe would have the bright colored
toy. Deluxe would have toys that
right.
That invader in the center would be real, or look like it's real. But I like this table here. I think this is something that most people can relate to. I think if you're going to create some games, I think this is the way to go because you use an IP that people can recognize and can relate to, as opposed to just inventing something new. But either way, like I said, This one looks cool. This seems to be my favorite of the 4.
Are you guys sure this is not deluxe? Because it has animations.
Yeah, and it's got the ramps and.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like a deluxe reimagining because I don't think there's any other tables other than deluxe that have animations like that.
Yeah, that definitely looks much more different than the other 3.
Well, we don't know. I mean, this isn't directly one of the Magic Pixel or Zachariah things. Maybe they're not putting necessarily those labels and the exact same things on these tables that they're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like there's some elements maybe of deluxe, but it's also got that modern look too.
Right. Just like I said, Restalgia. And look, Jason Tierney from AtGames is here as well. And just like I said, guys, it is a remake edition of the table with the DMD. The DMD on all the remake tables, guys, is that black and white DMD. And on all the deluxe tables, it's more of a square aspect ratio, and it's got all the bright colors and all that kind of stuff.
PDubs, I would like to remind you that I am 100% right 60.39% of the time. So
yeah, I know.
I'm just saying.
So I think they're off to a good start. I'm pretty excited about, in all honesty, I think the pack I'm really excited about is the one that's going to come out Thanksgiving, the one that's got Bubble Bobble and Arkanoid. And I forget the other 2, but I really want to see Bubble Bobble and Arkanoid. And I think the other one you guys know I'm excited about, Elevator Action. I think that's the National Owners Day one because they're going to spread these out 3 packs throughout the year, right? So
I don't think. Do we know? We know the games in this pack. We don't know the games in the other pack, or at least that's not information that's out to the public yet.
The very first press release, they did specifically name titles. So Operation Wolf, we can expect. Bubble Bobble for sure. Arkanoid, I think, was on there. Yeah, I think Arkanoid was on there. They did list some. So I mean, there's going to be some that we don't know, but there is some that we can expect.
Yeah, Mike, this was all in the videos, man. You made a video.
Yeah, I made a video, but the information we had is not as. I have some information that's not released to us to tell us which games are coming out when. That is not supposed to go out yet. And what I'm saying is, you're saying that information possibly.
That information was given out, guys.
No,
all right,
it wasn't.
So just as a reminder, guys, Volume 1, which is coming out July 4th, Space Invaders, Frontline, Darius, Rastan Saga, Taito Pinball Volume 2 coming out National Owners Day or Autumn, Operation Wolf, Zookeeper, Shack and Pop, Elevator Action, and Taito Pinball Volume 3 has Bubble Bobble, Rainbow Island, The Legend of Cage, and Arkanoid, and that'll be in Thanksgiving.
Hey, Michael, I do appreciate you trying to save him from losing his NDA status, but
right?
He didn't pick up on it.
What are you talking about? This was all...
You broke NDA, man.
No, we didn't.
No, we did. You did.
We did not. Yes,
this was all in the presentation, and the presentation was 9 a.m. that day.
No, it had a different embargo date for that information. Way to go! No. Now we're all in trouble. PDubs, we're all getting sued.
Sue everybody.
No, it didn't. You guys are making stuff up. You guys are making stuff up. Michael B, are you excited about these or not?
I was
until you got us in trouble.
So now you're being grumpy. So what do we got to do, Michael B, to turn that frown upside down? What do we got to do? Let me know what we got to do, Michael B. What do we got to do to turn that frown upside down?
That was
you let me know, bro.
Oh, just the best.
That is an excellent.
I just want to point out here that at first the cat. I mean, at first your anger towards the cat, but look at the cat right now, man. The poor kitty.
He's horrified.
Yeah. I wish that cat had like really angry eyebrows, though.
Oh man.
Oh, that's really good though.
Yeah, it's so funny. These guys are trolling me. Anyway, guys, so and what else we got? Oh, AtGames. Last thing for AtGames is they got their Vibs board and their Mike, give everyone the update again because I'm a little scatterbrained here.
The arcade control panel for the Legends Pinball is now available for sale directly without reservations, as well as the Legends BitPixel. I still hadn't got mine yet, but I'm still waiting for mine from the reservations. But you can go on the store and pay for those two things directly without a reservation. Anything else, Michael B? Did I forget anything?
So yesterday, the Vibs board were supposed to go on sale, right? And they didn't go on sale, right? And then it took them about an hour, right? About an hour to let people know, hey, we're delaying the sale until tomorrow. But don't worry, we have plenty of stock available for everybody. No stress. And everyone in their social media forums was just going banana sandwich yesterday. You know what I mean? Because it got delayed one day. But then everyone got their boards today, and everyone's happy. And Mike, we talked about this before. It seems like AtGames fans are so ready to burn the house down when they get a little bit of news, and then when they get the good news, usually pretty quickly thereafter, they're like, "Oh, okay, everything's cool." It was pretty crazy, the swing in attitudes.
Yeah, it's something, man. Like it's definitely a passionate fan base. That's what I would take from it. That's the answer, the most politically correct answer you can say. It's a passionate fan base.
Yep. The next National Owners Day, I think, is around Labor Day, right? Is it Labor Day? It's around Labor Day.
September, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be in September, guys. So we'll know more. Kev Gretz says we eat our own PDubs like cannibals. But yeah, they have plenty of stock available. In fact, none of the stock sold out today because they had ample stock come in. So if you guys are interested in getting a BitPixel LED marquee, Legends Connect device for DIY projects, as well as the Vibs board, all that stuff is available on their website, guys. Go get them. Go get them.
Well, you know me, I'm getting mine right now. I just got the link. Sorry.
Yep. Super Tank asked about Toy Shock. Now, we did mention during one of our streams this week that Toy Shock was going to give us some information to provide you guys tonight. Heard from Jeff Falke today that information is not ready for you guys yet. So hopefully it'll be ready in the next week or two, right? But I do applaud them. If you don't have enough to go on, why make a big announcement, right? You know?
Oh, okay. Well, P-Dubs is being nice. We're here to announce officially the Toy Shock Riser. You can now buy your own Toy Shock Riser. And we'll bring the Toy Shock up to the same size as all the other pinball tables.
All right. And before we move on real quick, because we want to get to Arcade1Up and hopefully have enough time to talk about the Nintendo Switch. Let me grab something here. Restalgia, did you do something? Did you have something about T-shirts, if I recall? What was it you were telling me today?
I think there may be a couple new T-shirt designs that some people were asking about.
Okay.
And I think that Michael B was going to promote them.
Wait. We were going to have Michael B plug the merch?
I don't do that anymore.
I think we were going to have Michael B plug the merch.
Is that part of our usual broadcast?
It is, and it's interesting because these two new designs are the Michael B designs.
All right. Well,
Mike,
why don't you go ahead and why don't you plug the merch, my friend? Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, head on over to Restalgia's Teespring store where you can get your very own Super Game Room Dudes merchandise. You can take a look at our two newest designs. One features me with a very unfortunate look on my face as the cat drops the anchor. So if you want that, you can get it. That's called Bureau Shit. Now, if you head on over to the other one, you've got my next shirt. Go back down. Go back down. No, you're going up. Go back down. It's desk shit. So desk shit is all that stuff we end up buying that we really have no good goddamn use for, but we're going to buy it anyways, and it is going to end up on your desk so you can play with it. Desk shit. Hashtag desk shit. You can see the other stuff here. We've got a Restalgia Abernick device there. We've also got a Macho Dub shirt. There's all kinds of stuff. It's fun for the whole family. Go get your Super Game Room Dudes merchandise today. It's fantastic.
Okay,
right.
We need to make Kamala. I think I see you here. We need to get a design for the Super Game Room Derps.
All right. Michael B. I hate to be a stickler, but you guys know that I like things to be a certain way, and I just don't think that was good enough. So I would really like you to do it just one more time.
No.
All right. Michael B, do it one more time.
No.
Come on, we need it one more time. Come on.
0.0.
Michael B,
We're not going to do it at least 60.39% more.
All right. And go.
Welcome to Dead Air Central. It's Michael B, and you're getting dead air because I'm not doing it.
No. Okay. Maybe you need some help. Right? So, maybe there's something I can do to help you. Maybe what this merch plug needs is a little something extra. So, you know what I always say? We always need more cowbell. So I got a cowbell here, MichaelB The Game Genie. And this merchandise plug is going to have more cowbell. And go!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, head on over to Restalgia's Teespring store to get your very own Super Game Room Dudes merchandise. You've got a fever, and the only prescription is Super Game Room Dudes merchandise. Head on over there now. It's fantastic.
Sunday.
All right, there we go. There we go. We got the merch plugged. All right,
we have the worst show ever.
What are you talking about?
We have literally the worst gaming show that's ever existed on YouTube. We are literally the worst.
We have the best gaming show.
Man.
Do you think we're really that bad for real?
I think we're pretty damn bad, yeah.
For real?
For real.
With Restalgia. This week's For Real with Restalgia. And in order to be nice to Restalgia, I decided to put everybody on this week's Star Fox.
Oh.
Hey, I got the worst of it, man. I got the first of it. I got the worst of it.
Look like Michael B is on the new Tetris cabinet.
Yeah. But there you guys go. All right. So well, wait. So we have two more to talk about, right? We got to talk about iiRcade, right? We got stuck on AtGames for a little bit longer than expected, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you really want to save Arcade1Up for last?
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right, guys, let's talk about it. So who thinks iiRcade kind of stole the weekend? In my opinion, I think they did. And that's just being honest. Go ahead.
In the home arcade space, yes. Not necessarily overall. In the home arcade space, absolutely.
Okay. Why? What did they do different?
They did it once more with feeling. There was passion in what they did. They made it fun. They made it enjoyable. They had good news. They gave people what they wanted, and it gave you a personal touch that made you excited to be part of it. It wasn't some corporate, shill, boring, careless message and just be like, we have these games. You don't like these games? Someone will like them. Might not be you. Someone will. That everybody else had. iiRcade said, hey, let's have fun. And that's what we wanted out of this, and no one else gave us fun.
Yeah.
Not saying AtGames didn't give us fun, but I mean overall, E3 was a really bland event this year.
Hold on, that's not fair. Unico gave us a really awesome announcement.
You're being
Come on,
silly.
guys. You got to give credit where credit is due.
All right. Detroit Love, what do you think about iiRcade rocking the house, announcing modern games, retro games, as well as multiple cabinet skins?
Again, it's summertime, so I'm outside taking care of business. But I did see the buggy cabinet from iiRcade. That looked pretty cool. That's the only thing that caught me got on my radar this week. And that looked really nice. And I think a couple of you guys were playing the Buggy 2 game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite that's on that cabinet for sure. So what's so much better about the Buggy 2 versus the original one?
It's
just a fun
number
game.
2. It's number 2.
It's got like slightly more refined mechanics. There's different power-ups, and I think there's actually a wider selection of characters and cars and all that sort of thing. It's just it's like it's kind of like just like it's the same game just with more options. It's a more fun version.
Yeah. More
I love options. I love options, baby. Come on now. Bring them on.
Now, speaking of options, and I did misspeak. I was putting a little post on my community thread on my solo channel, guys, and I was like, hey, Space Ace cabinet's available. Go buy it. The Space Ace themed cabinet it comes with. And I said it came with the Sanwa joysticks, but it actually does not. I confirmed that later. So that was my mistake, guys.
Did Complete Geek TV do a review on this?
Yeah, they did.
They
Yeah.
did quite the video. It's beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, it's the kind of thing you watch and you're like, well, I'm just going to quit YouTube. I can't compete with that.
Really?
Yeah, it was really good. It was really well done. I love the way they shoot stuff. Their lighting, it's so professional. It makes me feel like amateur hour. Like it makes me hate myself.
And guys, the sales for iArcade, so for these new cabinets, guys, they're ending very, very soon. So if you want to jump on board, you got to jump on board. I mean, if you're getting free shipping, which they usually charge $100 for shipping, as well as $100 off the cabinets, you're talking $200 plus tax, roughly ballpark $200 to $225 in savings. Now's a good time to jump on board. Now, my only nitpicky thing with the Space Ace cabinet, and I got to be honest, is I'm not a big fan of the kick plate. I just wish this character, oh God, why am I having a brain fart right now? Who's the Space Ace guy again?
Ace?
Ace. No, that is Ace. No, but he's got another name. Oh, never mind. Well, whatever. I wish he took up the entire kick plate the way that the Dragon's Lair. You know what I'm saying? That's my only nitpicky thing. Minus that, I'm really digging the Space Ace. Obviously, that's right. What do you guys think of the Space Ace cabinet? If you guys didn't, because all of us already have iArcades on this panel. If you guys didn't have it, would you guys pick up the Space Ace version? That's it. Dexter.
Now you guys know I didn't grow up playing those CD games, disc games. So Space Ace isn't some. I was familiar with Dragon's Lair. If I was going to get any of them, it would have been Dragon's Lair. So I'm not the audience for the Space Ace. I did play that on my cabinet, but it's not something that I would get. I would get the buggy cabinet before I would get the Space Ace.
Yeah. What about you, Restalgia?
I actually like the Space Ace artwork that they went with more than the Dragon's Lair artwork. Personally, I think it just looks nicer and visually to me. I do agree with Carl. Space Ace was not a game I played growing up. It's not a game that I ever really had a tremendous amount of interest in. But definitely, like with all of the options that they kind of released and revealed, I do think the beach buggy looks good, and then the whatever that mutant football, whatever that game is, that also looked really good too.
Yeah, and so when it comes to and then the other thing too is the Space Ace cabinet is a Space Ace themed cabinet, but it doesn't include the Space Ace game. You have to buy it separately in the store, right? Whereas like on the beach buggy cabinet here, you'll notice the price is a little bit different, and that's because the game is included, but it's included at a discount, right? So you'll get beach buggy for only like $14 or $15 versus the typical beach buggy 2 is $19.99 on the iArcade platform. So, but then again, I mean, that could have just came down to licensing, you know what I mean? Like, go ahead, Mike.
That's something I'll never really understand. Like, I get it. Like, if you're passionate about the game and you like the artwork, you're going to get it. But I'll never understand doing a themed cabinet with where you can't put the game on it. Like, there's just something weird about that with marketing. Like, it's like buying a Legend of Zelda Nintendo 3DS, but the game doesn't come with it. Like, that's weird.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I understand why it is, and I think that offering some kind of discounted code to buy the game is a pretty good solution if you're forced to make that move.
Yeah, I don't think that's the right way to go. I mean, no one knows. You decide what the price is, so you include it with the price, so it comes on the cabinet. That's just my opinion. But I think it's adding these themed cabinets are definitely going to allow them to sell more of these cabinets, and I think that's a good thing overall.
So our good friend of the channel, Zohar, he's a little disappointed in some of the game announcements that happened today. Well, buddy, E3's over, right? And over the last 2.5 weeks, nearly 3 weeks, iArcade has stolen the news almost every week with all the different games that they've announced, the different partnerships. I mean, geez, they've announced nearly 20 some games, 25 games in the last couple of weeks. And Zohar's really hung up on the 3 games that got added today. At some point, man, at some point, the next week can't be bigger than the week before, right? At some point, that streak ends. You know what I mean? If you're not happy with the games announced today, my friend, I respect your opinion. But there's no denying that over the last few weeks, iiRcade has really rocked the house with a lot of the stuff they've announced. Go ahead.
Yeah, and if I could say something to that, I mean, not every game that's going to go on that cabinet is going to resonate with every single person. That's the cool thing about the cabinet. So many different people like so many different things on it. And like, I am just blown away. Restalgia said from day one, he said, I'm really interested to try the modern games on this. And I was like, you're crazy, Restalgia, modern games. I want to play retro arcade games. But yet here I am, and that's what I get the most excited for. So when he announces a modern game, I get a tickle in me. So I know, Zohar, you're
you do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you do.
So I know,
buddy.
I know, Zohar, those probably don't resonate with you, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that was really excited for those announcements today.
Right, and I would be upset if they stopped releasing games as opposed to releasing something that I don't particularly like. So keep the games coming. That's what we bought the cabinets for options to give us more software to be able to download if it appeals to us. So keep them coming.
Just for the record, Restalgia put the tickle inside Mike
Regularly.
You guys got to admit, though, I just tell me your opinions. In my opinion, out of the 3 cabinet skins, this one is the best. I mean, Mutant Football League, this looks pretty exciting. I mean,
100%, that looks incredible.
Well, I mean, if they're not going to release the LFL cabinet, hey, what? I guess that's what we got to get. But yeah, it definitely looks pretty badass.
If we're not getting the what is that called? The lingerie football league? Is that what you were hinting towards?
Right. LFL, baby.
You know, and guys, this is going to be the closest we get to NFL Blitz on one of these type of cabinets from one of these companies, at least for the time being, right? So that's pretty, this is a great game. And of course, it is the Mutant Football League Dynasty Edition, guys. This is the Nintendo Switch game. I still hear people here and there commenting saying that iiRcade is only bringing phone games, and that's not true, guys. Most of the modern games, a lot of them that have been announced within the last few weeks, these are all Switch ports, PlayStation 4 ports. These are not like Android ports of these games, right? Jong is bringing those ports of these games to this platform. Jong has told before people in his live streams, when you try to bring the Android versions of games, there's a lot of challenges with the Google Play stuff, with having to work around, they have the touch screen features and all that kind of stuff. That there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that to get those games on this platform. Jong actually told me on the phone, he goes, it's so much easier for him to port a Switch game or a PlayStation 4 game or an Xbox game than it is to get an Android game. So I find that very interesting. So yeah, guys, you are getting the Switch version, and I have the Switch version of this, and I think this is a great game. So I'm excited that this is coming to this platform. Go ahead.
So I got a question. We are getting a cabinet revision here, and there's been some changes with the power button, other things like that. What I was surprised by was no thought went into possibly looking at a light-up marquee. I'm surprised that there is a revision, but they didn't look at some kind of light-up marquee.
I think it's because right now I don't want to say these are expensive machines, but they're priced aggressively, maybe is the best way to put it. And when you're going to add features like that, that's going to increase the overall cost, which is then going to increase the overall cost to the end user. So I think that's probably why. And I think that's why I'd imagine that margins are I don't want to say they're thin, but they're not super huge, because when they do a Beach Buggy 2 Racing bundle, they do have to charge you extra for that second or for that extra title. So they're not even including that in the price of the machine. So I'm imagining that it's just one of those things that I think the ROI would be rather low. Maybe people want it, but I don't know that people want it enough to pay, let's say, an extra $75 to $100 to get it on an already higher end machine.
Look at the big brain on Restalgia using ROI.
Well, I mean, it's a little different.
Sometimes you got to think, Mike. You can't always just have the tickle in you.
Right. Well, it's a little different than the Arcade1Up, where they already had the space there for it, but just omitted putting the backlit marquee. The iiRcade would have to totally redesign and put these speakers somewhere else. And so it's not as easy to go from Gen 1 to Gen 2 or Gen 3 to make that transition for them. It's possible, and I think it should happen, but it's just not as easy as it is for that the other company was able to do that in transition.
Mm-hmm. Crypto Co-op says it all comes down to the games, and I think the iArcade team has realized that, especially with the amount of IREM titles and Data East titles that have been announced recently. We even got a Midway game today. Robbie Roto got announced today. And then, of course, with the modern games, Mutant Football League and stuff like that. I mean, we have Yeez, Evoland. There's a lot of cool stuff on here. Oddmar. There is a lot of cool stuff to play on this arcade machine.
Yeah, Oddmar's fun. And Oddmar's very fun.
I think Jong stole the show because he gave us what we wanted. We wanted excitement. We wanted enthusiasm. We wanted a live event. We wanted a company to communicate directly to us, right? And then also he gave us some pretty good news as well, right? Good news as well. So I think Jong did a really good job with iArcade.
And Jong got a haircut. Looked pretty good. He's got a new hairstyle, so no one's giving him enough credit for that. Plus, the mystery girls were dope. They did the and the guy from NBA Jam. So, I mean, that was really freaking cool.
You know what? The only thing I think that could have made the iArcade announcements any better was if they also did an announcement for a riser.
I knew you were going there,
because that would have been really just like top level. That's like if you do an E3 announcement and promote a riser, there's just like there's no way to catch up to that.
Restalgia, we're never going to get that shipping label if you keep this up.
Oh yeah, because we're going to be hopefully auctioning off that MVSX. We're just waiting on them to get us a shipping label for something. So. Okay, so let's pivot now because we're already at the hour mark. Let's talk about Arcade1Up. Now, leaks unfortunately helped deflate the news, right? Let's be honest. A lot of the leaks about what's coming helped deflate the news, and it hurt Arcade1Up a bit. But also, what was I going to say? Let's also keep in mind, guys, that some of the things they did announce, Arcade1Up. I'm playing devil's advocate here as well because trust me, I have a lot of issues with what happened this weekend. Simpsons is huge. You know what I mean? Like, what other arcade company is getting the Simpsons license and some of these other licenses, Killer Instinct and stuff? Only Arcade1Up is getting those, right? So we can hope that in the future, AtGames and iArcade, and who knows, maybe a new company will show up, right? They can secure those same type of licenses. But right now, Arcade1Up is still the only one getting the biggest names, right?
I'm sorry, but imagine you're an arcade company and you have that kind of announcement that you can drop a megaton bomb and say we have Simpsons, and then an hour later have to take it off your website and get the news articles to retract some of the story. I mean, they botched it. The one new game that isn't a rehash of anything else, they botched it.
They had one job.
Yeah. And so it's like the leaks deflated them a bit and hurt them a bit this weekend. Plus the fact that not everything that we wanted to happen happened, right? So we wanted an event. We wanted them to communicate. And you know what? They could have just simply, they have a YouTube channel that's got 20,000 subscribers. They could have simply put together a produced E3 video. Yep. And I'm not, and you're going to say, well, wait, they put out a video. I'm sorry. A 30-second video for Ninja Turtles, a 60-second video for the Big Blue cabinet, which basically just show computer renders of the cabinets and not even the real game playing. Probably they captured footage of a MAME game, right? And then they pasted it on with video editing software. So you weren't seeing what the cabinet's really doing or playing. Like, they could have simply done something like that. Like, here's a live show on our channel, or here's a video on our channel, right? They could have communicated to their audience, right? But they did nothing. They just, they gave the information to a couple of news outlets, and guys, these news outlets that they chose, they don't have that big of a following. You know what I mean? Like, the only one who I saw that picked it up that was big was, I think it was IGN, put the Street Fighter Blue trailer as one of their many trailers on their YouTube channel. And yeah, that's obviously a huge marketing thing for Arcade1Up, right? That's a lot of people follow that stuff. But a lot of these magazines, guys, maybe 3,000-4,000 people click on those websites, not hundreds of thousands of people.
GameSpot is pretty recognizable. I mean, that's a
They're huge, yeah.
But there's a couple of the other ones though, like Digital Trend and stuff, much smaller.
Well, I mean, there's so many layers to this to get into, and I'm sorry for jumping ahead saying they botched Simpsons, but like, listen, Simpsons is a huge announcement. The leaks never happened. It would be more impactful. If CES wasn't so good, I mean, CES was awesome. Like, let's not kid ourselves. Everything they announced at CES was heavy hitters, and then we expected E3 to be just as good, and the leaks and everything else kind of let it down. And I'll say this, maybe the reason why they announced everything in the style that they did is they knew it would be disappointing. And this way they weren't going to build up too much hype. So maybe that was smart on their part. I said that in a couple of my videos too. But anyways, I'll shut up now and let you guys talk.
Wow, Mike, you're always so angry with Arcade1Up. Whenever we talk about them, you always bash them.
I don't bash them.
You're so rough, man. Just
All right.
It's no wonder they don't want to come on our live stream. Come on.
Oh, stop it. So, Michael B, though, you do think that the X-Men cabinet's very interesting, though, right?
Yeah, but that's a CES announcement. As much as anybody wants to say, well, yeah, we're getting X-Men. Like, what do you guys want? We're getting X-Men. We got X-Men back at CES. So we're getting an announcement of a pre-order date. That's not an E3 announcement. I don't care what anybody says. Don't try to pass that off of, you guys you're never happy with everything we put out. That's not the case.
Okay, Mike.
I was waiting for that.
Okay, Mike, we got you. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it was a missed opportunity. They could have done so much more, even if we're stuck in this digital, everyone's stuck at home world. They still could have done so much more to really engage with their core audience, their core fans, because we're the ones buying 10 to 20 Arcade1Up cabinets, and it seems like, the passerby who might pick up a Pac-Man in Walmart is a little more important right now than the super fans, right?
Yeah.
The ones who are paying the light bill. So, that's what concerns me, right? Is, they need to get back. And I mentioned before, like, we don't care if it's John D. We don't care if it's this new CMO guy. I don't care who works for Arcade1Up. I could care less. If someone made a video and told me they hired a new somebody, I could care less. The only thing I care about is somebody who actually does work for Arcade1Up going to provide information as well as engage with their community that they've built over the last couple of years. I don't care who it is, just somebody be there and provide information. That's all I want. I don't care who it is, just somebody needs to pick up that torch. Go ahead.
So I mean, looking at it, it looks like they want to go with a much more mainstream approach, and they're trying to get very professional, put themselves out there on shows like Ellen. I forget, there was one with Kevin Hart there a little while ago, stuff like that. But a good resource that they had worked with in the past a lot of times and did work with them was CNET. And CNET is a pretty reputable brand. It would put them on that territory. I'm surprised because usually Scott Bacharach or somebody would just sit down with CNET for a minute and show them some cabs, do something with them. And that to me is a missed opportunity. I mean, if you want to play with the big boys, you don't want to do stuff with the community anymore, be on YouTube, at least go do the CNET stuff, because that was your most impactful stuff you did that was more higher end.
Yeah. And it does seem that this, so the way they did E3 this year was they would give information to some of these news magazine websites. Those articles would be released. Then Arcade1Up would put the information on their website, and they might make a quick tweet as well as a Facebook post. And that was it. That was how they treated every announcement, right? Doesn't seem that exciting to me, right? Even though, let's be honest, The Simpsons is a big bucket of win for Arcade1Up, whether you want to admit it or not. Even though we don't know what game is on that cabinet, right? What the second game is, we don't know what the trackball is for. It's still a big bucket of win for Arcade1Up, right? So
yeah, I've said it before. Arcade1Up has gotten what it needed from this fanatics, this core group here that we are part of, and I think they've gotten their bread and butter saturated here. They know how to make the cabinets so that they move, and I think they're done with this community from that standpoint. I think they're focusing now on taking what they've learned from this community and getting into the masses and starting to expand the availability of those products so that more people can enjoy it the way we have done for the last 3 years. And I don't think anything's wrong with that. Yeah, I think most people are upset because they're not providing the information to this community. I don't say that whether that's right or wrong, but I understand what they're attempting to do, and they're trying to go after the masses with a preset formula that they believe works now.
Yeah. Seems like a lot of folks are disappointed in the live chat. And what's funny is, if you guys remember when the Arcade1Up was about 6 months to a year old, you would never see these comments in the live chat, would you? Of any podcast show. I mean, think about it, guys.
Well, we were focused on getting upside down marquees and the cream coming off of it. So we had other things to focus on at that time. A lot of things have changed since then.
Yeah. And wow, I'm just sorry. I'm just shocked by some of the comments in the live chat, guys. I definitely appreciate
some of the stuff that they're talking about. There's
what
with Arcade1Up and the Attack from Mars pinball machine. How apparently he cited that Arcade1Up has confirmed it has no plans to ship a firmware update for the Attack from Mars to fix any of the issues.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I dropped. Look in the private chat. I dropped you the article.
Is this live news, hot off the press?
I don't know when this was released. Yeah, the 18th. Yeah, today.
All right, let's pull this up for everyone to see, guys.
So it's a full-on review, but I'm trying to see where you can find it. Where is that? So it's going to be my virtual choice, the real classics. If you scroll down past that part.
Okay.
Fair price proposition with serious caveats. Look at that. So that's section 1, 2, 3, the 4th paragraph. Oh, you went right past it. Go back up.
Okay.
Keep going. Keep going up.
Keep going up. Tell me where, because I don't have time to read this thing.
I know. I'm trying to find it. Go up a little bit. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You got to get ad blocker, bro.
Dude, we're all the way at the beginning of the article. What are we looking for?
Okay, sorry. Go back down. Okay, I got mixed up. Go back down. Slow down. Slow down. Hold on. Yep, go down. A little bit more. A little bit more. Next header. Oh, go to the next page. That's why. Okay, go to page 2.
All right.
There you go. So scroll down to the 4th paragraph. That's the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Yeah, all the games suffer from input lag. Take a look at the very last sentence there. Arcade1Up has confirmed it has no plans to ship firmware update for the Attack from Mars, set to fix the glaring whitewater issue, which is
wow.
You know what's conflicting about that is that Zen Pinball have come out and said that they actually, that's the thing, Mel Kirk and Unqualified Critics talked about this, said that they provided a firmware update to Arcade1Up. But I mean, on the other side, I don't think Arcade1Up ever did any testing, whatever firmware update Mel Kirk mentioned. So.
Yeah, we're talking 2 different worlds, man. So Mel Kirk's team could have made those fixes and sent them over to Arcade1Up, but Arcade1Up then has to take those fixes, develop a system in which the end user can safely do a firmware update. That's not on Mel Kirk. That's on Arcade1Up. So if Arcade1Up doesn't feel comfortable or they're not competent enough to develop some sort of a firmware update method for these pinball machines, then they don't have to do anything. Mel Kirk has held up his end of the bargain, where if there's an issue in terms of emulation or the way that the games run, he's fixed it. He's fulfilled his side of things, but Arcade1Up doesn't ever have to release it if they don't want to, or if they don't. Yeah, that makes me so angry, and that makes my video feel even more justified, because I think I was the first one to come out and just say, like, this is garbage. This is garbage.
So I will ask you, how will that affect that partnership then between Zen and Arcade1Up? How will Zen, I mean, going through the trouble of doing this update that Mel Kirk said
was that Carl?
That was Carl's weekly podcast interruption, right?
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, like, does anybody else think that maybe what happens to Arcade1Up Pinball from here? I mean,
it keeps selling, and Mel Kirk keeps cashing checks, and I think par for the course. Okay. Come on, man! Like, think about everything else that they've released. There's very few Arcade1Up cabinets that they've released that don't have one problem or another, right? There's very few. I think there's maybe like under 5 cabinets out of everything that they've released that don't have at least some sort of stupid
Yeah.
thing they could have fixed before they released it, and then they haven't fixed it. Right?
I'll give you an example. I had a pretty bad customer experience with my Marvel Arcade1Up Superheroes. I beat the game with Wolverine Superheroes, and when going through the credits at the end, there's a bunch of missing characters. Text doesn't show up. Stuff just gets messed up. So I sent in a trouble ticket, and they said, "Oh, okay, we'll send you out another PCB." So then I beat the game again, recorded the video for them. There were different things cut out of the credits. I wrote them back again, and I was like, "It's still wrong, guys." And they were like, "Oh, well, thanks for letting us know. We're not going to send you out any more PCBs or do anything else for you."
Yeah.
I was like, "What?"
Yeah, it's just really, that's like I said, I've said this a million times. It's not their business model to fix things. It should be their business model to check their shit before they sell it. Sorry, they should check their stuff before they ship it, but it's not. So I'm not entirely surprised. And in my video, I think I said, like, yeah, they said they're going to do a fix, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Wow.
And here we are.
My wife was here at the doorway holding a pizza. If you guys remember the beginning of the show,
Did she have it there? Get the pizza. Just indulge. Grab your pizza.
I'm not going to eat pizza in front of everybody.
Wow. What? You're too good to eat pizza in front of us? Is that how this is?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, but you know what's interesting too, though. Now let's be fair. Let's be honest. The AtGames pinball machine, when it was released, the first owners who had them, including myself and others, the very first wave, there was stuff that wasn't even turned on yet. You know what I mean? There was stuff that wasn't even ready yet, and not everybody was like, you know, hey, this is a YouTube channel or a media personality. They were general first round owners, if you guys remember, and you know, but with Wi-Fi and engineering teams, they've already done many updates to that pinball machine, right?
I got to tell you, man, it's not an apples to apples comparison, because if AtGames was in a position where they had to release a final product, it wouldn't have come out in the condition it came out in.
But
they
the
knew
point,
they could update it.
The point is, but we could update, right? So,
and you can't update the Arcade1Ups. It's more cumbersome. It takes more effort.
Well, I got to tell you guys, I mean, just being honest, I'm very disappointed if that is true, that you cannot, that there will be no updates coming out if this article is true. We don't know how true this article is, but if it's true, that's a shame in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because you basically you paid for 10 games and you only have 9.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I can't believe that. I would think that Arcade1Up are working on it. I can't imagine they're just giving up.
I hope you're right. I sold my machine because I was so disappointed with it. It's gone. But for every single person, all of our viewers, anyone else who invested their money into that machine, I genuinely hope they come out with a fix, because they were sold an incomplete product. They were sold a machine with 9 games, even though it was marketed as having 10. There were so many other issues with that, but like I genuinely hope they do, because it's a big slap in the face to all the people who actually supported them to buy it.
Actually, Brad O'Connell brings up a really good point here. Maybe the reason they're not doing any more firmware updates is because some piece of garbage used it to possibly hack their PCBs.
There's nothing I can do about that, and even honestly, their firmware releases that they put on their website, we could have hacked their stuff long before we had that. We just didn't really try to.
How long do the dogs have?
All right, hang on, guys.
Go get that pizza, PDubs.
Yes, Dubs.
Go get that pizza.
We're gonna keep this show going without you.
Go get that Posse.
So, guys, every night after we end our stream, this is usually what happens. PDubs leaves, and then 3 of us stay on here and try to force Carl to buy stuff.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. This week, Carl, what are we going to get you to buy this week?
I've already made my purchase for the night. I've got my
what is it?
BitPixel.
Very nice.
Yeah, because I never received my reservation, so they sent me a link here. Yeah, so I got the NOD price, and it should be shipping soon, I imagine.
Oh, he is.
Did you two purchase the BitPixel?
I did not.
Sorry, one of the dogs is sick, so my wife my wife was like, "Oh my god, the dog is." I'm like,
you didn't let the dog get anywhere near a mic, right?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
No, so one of the dogs is sick. So let's keep plugging away here. So that was kind of a shock in the middle of our stream, kind of changed our direction. When we were talking about the Arcade1Up E3, so we got some rehash cabinets, right?
Yeah.
But then again, The Simpsons is cool. It's just we don't know what the second game is. And the Big Blue cabinet does have a great lineup. Let's be honest. It does have a great game lineup. It's just kind of interesting looking, right?
So yeah, let's just break it down and be honest about this. Pac-Man 40th anniversary being Class 81. That was a nice surprise. And a lot of fans are really happy about that. I don't like the mix-matchy cabinet, but I know a lot of people are really looking forward to it, so I'm very happy for them. That's a win. Arcade1Up got a win there. Big Blue Street Fighter Live, that's actually a win too. And not everybody loves the cabinet shape, but they're trying their best to recreate this, and I give them a lot of points for trying to recreate the older cabinets. The only thing that's really hurting Big Blue, and I knew this ahead of time, was the fact they also released a Street Fighter just a couple months ago. So that kind of sucks and takes away from the effect of the Street Fighter Live coming out. And last but not least, Turtles in Time. It's fine. I'm really excited for the people that don't already have Turtles. It's a way for them to get it. They did upgrades, so there's a headphone jack. You're gonna have voice chat, which we learned in the interview with the new CMO, and also you're going to get some quality of life upgrades. Like there's going to be Wi-Fi in these cabs. You can play multiplayer with people. And to be honest, if this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had the original Turtles art instead of Turtles in Time, I probably would have upgraded. So not a bad CES. In terms of rehash cabinets, Simpsons, there's nothing wrong with the lineup they gave. Plus the CES stuff is really cool. I think everybody is CES, computer. Yes, but before, with what we heard at CES, this has been a good year overall for Arcade1Up. The problem with it is the move away from community and the very lackluster way in which all this information was provided to us.
Yeah. Hey, the Rexer show's here, guys. Everyone say hi to Rex. Say it like it is, Mike. The people bought the Street Fighter 2
100%.
Legacy. Whoa!
100%.
Hold on. We can't say that out loud, but...
you can. It's not even like our channel's monetized yet, so you totally can. But no, Rexer's right. The people who bought the Legacy got a short end of the stick right up their butt. So it was just I don't understand that business model where you release a product so close to another one and you essentially ostracize the individuals who bought that product, right? Like it doesn't make sense.
Within the last year, Pac-Man 40th anniversary, Super Pac-Man, Namco anniversary, like it's Miss Pac-Man, and then like this is their model. They just
it's there because everything goes to different retailers, right? So everybody has to have some sort of exclusive function with their machine, and it has to be something somewhat different to drive the end users over to them. But I mean, Pac-Man, I'm not surprised. They can release a Pac-Man every month if they want to because there's so much demand and it's going to be their number one seller and it'll always be their number one seller and it's going to be popular forever. But stuff like this, like the Street Fighter, I mean, that's really sloppy, man. I don't think that they thought that through in terms of like the release schedule on that. Maybe they did. Maybe they banked on the people who bought the Legacy that are also going to buy the Big Blue as well.
I think a lot of the problem is Ralph and Justin say this all the time on their show, and there's a lot of truth to it. They got to come out with a marquee title on the cabinet that they can sell not just to us as consumers, but the retailers. And it's very hard on that. What other game on that Capcom cabinet would you have made the marquee game on the Capcom Legacy if you were going to do a Street Fighter later on down the line? What would you not
Final
do?
Fight?
But is Final Fight going to sell? You remember Final Fight was one of the ones that was most notably marked down to $50 during the last big purge. Even here in Canada, there's only one retailer, and it's constantly on sale through London Drugs at $3.29.
Yeah, and I'm not arguing that they shouldn't have released additional Street Fighter cabinets. I'm saying that you don't do it like 3 months after you release one. Like it's bad timing.
They're not looking at the Capcom Legacy as a Street Fighter cabinet. They're looking at it as a Capcom Legacy. The problem is they can't brand it anything other than Street Fighter because then the retailers don't think it'll sell.
Yeah, I know. I understand. Like I said, I would have spaced it out personally.
I agree. Also,
how about you, PDubs? We know you got pizza on the brain.
No. Wife's texting me. She thinks the dog is really sick, guys. So we're gonna have to pull the plug here. I gotta go check out my dog. So sorry about that, guys. But we'll definitely have more to talk about next week. And what's cool too is next week is going to be a fresh start for all of us because we're finally done talking about the E3 stuff. It'll just be the day-to-day, what's going on in the world. Finally, no more E3 themed shows. I'm excited about it because this has been going on because the leaks came out so early, Mike. I feel like we've been talking about E3 forever when we should have literally only had 2 discussions about E3, right? What are our predictions, and then what are our what are the aftershocks, right? What is our reactions? Yeah, we should have only had 2 shows, predictions, reactions, and we've had like 8 shows about this over the last month because this stuff came out, so the leaks came out, right? So it's been nonstop. But now that that's over, we can just live our normal lives. Guys, apologies, we're going to cut it short. We'll pick up definitely next week. I do really want to talk next week about what Nintendo's doing. We definitely want to talk a little bit about the Switch, as well as, guys, we're going to be talking a bit more about the Oculus in our shows, especially because all 4 of us have one, and we're pretty excited about the Oculus as well. And then what else we got coming out? I'll have like 2 AtGames videos coming out this weekend, tutorial videos, so I'm going to try and wrap those up for you guys.
Make sure you guys pick up that merch. You got to get those Anchors Drop-In t-shirt. Like that is gold. The best shirt we've released so far. The desk shirt as well is pretty good too. I like that one.
Yep. All right, guys. So stay tuned all week. Check out our individual channels and view and subscribe. Make sure you help us by sharing this with other groups so that we can get to 1,000 subscribers. And until next time, guys, we'll see you on the web.
Have a great weekend.